Los Angeles, somewhere in the middle of a massive maize-and-blue celebration on the Staples Center court after Michigan's 58-54 win against Florida State, Charles Matthews found Wolverines assistant DeAndre Haynes and wrapped his arms around him in a bear hug. "After all we've been through," Matthews told Haynes, "we're here." March Madness 2018, 3 takeaways from Michigan's Elite Eight win over Florida State. Matthews was brilliant against Florida State. The 6'6" sophomore scored 10 of Michigan's 26 first-half points, and finished with 17 points, 8 rebounds and 2 blocked shots. On the heels of 18 points against Texas A. Final Four, Haynes couldn't help but think back to his initial interaction with Matthews, almost 8 months ago, shortly after Haynes accepted a position on head coach John Beilein's staff at Michigan in early August. "When I first got the job here, he came to me on the first day of practice," Haynes told Sporting News in the victorious Michigan locker room. He talked about some of the things he'd been through, sitting out, about how much he was ready to play. He was like, "I've been waiting a long time for this moment, to be in this moment and to get on the floor more." Leonard Hamilton's aloof post-game interview sparks criticism. Matthews' journey is one of persistence and growth. He was a top 50 recruit out of high school, and Michigan wasn't even on his radar. He went to Kentucky, a key part of yet another one of John Calipari's stellar recruiting classes, but that season didn't go even remotely to Matthews' script. He never found his way into Kentucky's rotation. He saw just single-digit minutes in 17 of his 36 games. He transferred to Michigan after the season. "I feel like I just needed a different fit, different scenery. I understand basketball is not an equal opportunity sport," Matthews said. "You're not just going to come in and play. You might play, you might not. You've just got to work through it. Kentucky was a great experience for me. Unbelievable coaching staff, unbelievable culture and environment there, but I just felt like I wanted a different fit." Without any of the extenuating circumstances the NCAA deemed worthy of waiving its transfer sit-a-year rule, Matthews had to spend an entire season away from official competition. He decided to make the most of what he saw as an opportunity. Matthews came to college with big dreams, but after a season of limited game competition at Kentucky, he had to find a competitive outlet away from actual game environments. He had a choice to make about how he was going to approach that transfer year. You've got to increase your work ethic. You've got to lock in and see ways you can be beneficial to the team next year and also to the team the year you're sitting out. Matthews told SN, "I was on the scout team, so I would try and make those practices as competitive and game-like as possible for myself. Of course, you can't simulate that live game experience, but when I was sitting there playing against the starting group, I would really try to go at those guys with all I had. I wouldn't take it like just another day at practice. You're preparing for something bigger." Wilburn, 4 upsets, 4 different heroes make one amazing Loyola Chicago Final Four run. Matthews was a monster on the scout team. He was not fun to play against, quite honestly. Michigan senior Duncan Robinson said, with a grin on his face, after the Florida State victory. "He's so physical with his drives and such a good athlete. His S has grown so much since he's come here, and that's a testament to how much work he's put in." For Beilein, though, just scoring on the scout team isn't nearly enough. Ask anyone who's ever played for Beilein, and they'll tell you the coach is a bit obsessive about turnovers. He despises them. Hates them, with a white-hot fiery passion. Crazy. He's crazy, Matthews said during Friday's media practice day, with a grin. "We'll be like, come on, coach. Sometimes you're gonna turn the ball over in the game." He's like, "Not at Michigan, I respect him. He harps on us because of that, but we win because of that. We limit other teams' possessions because we take care of the ball." Matthews felt the wrath of Beilein's turnover obsession as much as anyone. "We could not stop him sometimes on the scout team, but he also would have so many turnovers on the scout team." Beilein told SN after the Florida State game, "We kept a chart for him. I wanted him to see this." Devini, career journeyman Chris Beard settles in at Texas Tech. Matthews got the message. In practice last year, he used to stop practice and just scream out "Turnover, Matthews! Turnover, Matthews," and do that all the time. Matthews said with a grin. "Now I see it happen to Jordan Poole, and I just laugh. I tell him, it's all right, man. You'll get through it and it'll make you better." He's not trying to your confidence. It's a fine line between coaching and somebody just harping on you, and now a player starts to second-guess himself and be tentative on the court. You can't play not to turn the ball over, but you have to play to be careful. Coach would tell me, take 50-50 shots, but don't try to make 50-50 plays. That makes it much easier for me. Matthews had 1 turnover in 39 minutes against a Florida State team that relentlessly hounds opposing teams. Think about this, Michigan's played 8 postseason games now, 4 in the